Welcome to Home Sweet Loans and the next episode in our educational series. In this episode, we'll give you some insight into us and what we do, and we'll give you an overview of the home buying process. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy. We do home loans, and you may more commonly know us as mortgage brokers. We are a family-owned business that commenced in 2000. Our number one motivation is to ensure our clients experience a personalised and professional service above and beyond any expectation. We not only guide and help you throughout the home loan and buying process, we're also here for you for the life of the loan. You're our client. So whether you're buying a home, building one, or simply seeking to refinance or restructure your current loans, experience for yourself why we're 100% referral based and why our Google reviews are 5 stars. Best of all, our service is completely free to you when transacting residential property. We have over 30 years experience in finance and customer service. We are experts in home lending and structuring complex residential loans, including catering for self-employed borrowers. We're also trusted advisors to several of Australia's leading land developers and builders within Southeast Queensland. Our team takes the stress out of what can be a time-consuming process. As we support and guide you through the entire transaction, we are also in constant contact with the conveyancer, real estate sales professional, etc., to ensure a seamless transaction for you. The first step in the process is to determine what your financial capabilities are. That is, how much can I borrow and what is my purchasing power? We will meet with you to discuss your position and outline the process that we undertake to finance your needs. If you're buying, a pre-approval is a must. Our pre-approvals are always validated by the lender, empowering you with the confidence to make a serious offer. Congratulations, you've got your pre-approval. It's time to start looking at homes and attending open houses. Thanks for joining us today, Rod.
No worries.
What is the best advice you could give a prospective home buyer when looking to buy a home?
There's a couple of things. They need to know, firstly, what they can afford, and secondly, what they can borrow. Because in this market, especially with banks and the tightening of regulations, even though they can afford it, the bank might not extend that finance to them. So to understand those two things are very important. I think secondly also, it's not so much features of a home, such as number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms. I think you need to write down a couple of things, 3 or 4 must-haves and 2 or 3 must-not-haves, and don't let emotion get into the way. Finally, I would suggest to home buyers, there's no such thing as a bargain anymore, so do your homework and be prepared to pay true market value for a property.
We can assist you with determining a price guide on any property that you may be considering, with access to our RP data reports. Once you've decided on a property, you'll be asked to submit your offer in writing, usually via a standard REIQ contract. This will be provided by your real estate agent, of course. You'll make your offer subject to finance and building and pest inspection.
What should a home buyer consider when engaging a building and pest professional?
Well, obviously they want to make sure they've got someone who's reputable. They want somebody who's going to do a good and thorough job. And there's only really one way that they're going to know that. That is to talk to them on the phone and ask lots of questions. So they'll get a feel for whether the inspector that they're going to engage is going to do a thorough job. And then they need to make sure they need to be there at the inspection and make sure that they do a thorough job. So really, you've got to go with your gut instincts, you've got to talk to them, they've got to be good communicators, and at the end of the day, if the inspector is not a good communicator, he's not really going to be able to do a good job with the building inspection because he won't be able to relay that information to the buyer.
And how do you know that a building and pest professional is reputable?
Well, if you can get a good referral from a friend, someone who has used them before, that's the best way. Okay, sometimes if you're new to it all, you just don't know, and yeah, that's where it falls down on you having to talk and find out if they're a good communicator, and then make sure they're doing a good thorough job on site. So it can be difficult sometimes, but it all comes down to one person talking to another and both people feeling comfortable and professional with what's going on.
You'll also need to provide your conveyancer details in due course. As always, we're happy to provide support during this exciting but somewhat nerve-wracking process. Thanks for joining us, Anna.
My pleasure.
We often hear from home buyers that they selected their conveyancer based on the fact they were the cheapest. What should home buyers take into account when selecting their conveyancer beyond the cost?
I think what's really important, Tarek, is that their interests need to be protected. And within that, you need to have a conveyancer that has knowledge, that has experience and that is very responsive.
Excellent. And something we totally agree with, of
Absolutely.
course. Knowledge is paramount and efficiency is paramount when processing these transactions under duress in terms of timeframes, etc. Most conveyancers advertise a fixed cost or a base cost. What are some of the additional costs in addition to that buyers need to factor in when accounting for their fees with conveyancers?
I think when accounting for the fees, what's important is that depending on which council they're purchasing in, to remember to note down the rates, water and body corporate levies if they're purchasing a unit.
Okay. And in addition to the base cost generally, there's a number of searches that can or can't be done depending on what the buyer chooses to
Absolutely. So
research.
look, in Queensland there's possibly 1,000 searches that a buyer could pick from, but of course not all of them, or maybe very little of them, will be relevant to each conveyance. I think that's where a good conveyancer comes into play, to give the right advice and suggestions to the buyers to make sure that they feel protected and comfortable with processing through the conveyance.
Excellent. Any other advice you could give home buyers?
I think what's important is that you need to have a very good mortgage broker that looks after your interests.
Of course.
And of course, find a conveyancer that you feel comfortable working with from the start. Someone you can call at any given time and get the advice that you need, because it is possibly the first home for a lot of the buyers, and generally they don't really have the knowledge. So I think the communication is the key.
Absolutely, yes. Most people only do this transaction once or twice a lifetime.
Yes.
So it is important to select a good conveyancer, to select a good mortgage broker, select anyone good that would assist you with the transaction. Thanks,
Excellent.
Anna.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Cheers.
Bye.
Once your offer has been accepted, it's time to kick into gear and appoint a conveyancer, book your building and pest inspection in, take out insurance on the property, and most importantly, let us know. Once we have a copy of the purchase contract, we will order a valuation on the property. While we wait for this to be completed, we will update any information required and also discuss and confirm the home loan structure, product and interest rate with you. Upon receipt of the completed valuation report, and assuming all else is in order, we will submit to the bank for a formal approval. Congratulations, your loan is now formally approved, also known as unconditional approval. It's at this point that you advise your conveyancer in order to satisfy the finance condition of your contract. The loan and mortgage documents will be prepared by the lender and forwarded to us. Once we've checked these, we'll contact you to arrange a time to meet and execute the docs. Now is also a good time to arrange your removalist. Ask us for your copy of our HSL moving checklist. The countdown to settlement and taking possession of your humble abode is nearing closer. Approximately a week out from settlement, we will send you a reminder to ensure your contribution towards the purchase is in the correct account. On settlement date, you do not need to physically attend this, as this will be organised and attended by your conveyancer and the lender. Once settlement has been effected, you can contact the agent and organise collection of the keys to your new home. Congratulations and well done. Once you've settled into your new home, we'll check in to ensure all is in order. Please remember, you're our client for the life of the loan. We will assist you with any queries pertaining to your loan or the bank, including any maintenance requests such as switching or fixing. We can also reassess and review your position at any time in the future. And of course, we'd love to help your family and friends too with their home lending needs. Welcome to the Home Sweet Loans family.